Welcome back to FlexTube. Today, we're diving into one of the most debated topics in global power, the military strength of the United States versus China. These two superpowers dominate headlines, and their militaries are often seen as the ultimate test of global influence. So, who's stronger in 2025? Stick around as we break down their armies, navies, air forces, nuclear capabilities, and more, backed by the latest data and insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update from FlexTube. The United States and China aren't just economic giants, they're military titans too. The US has long been the world's top military power, with a global network of bases and a massive defense budget. China, on the other hand, has rapidly modernized its forces, focusing on dominating its region and challenging US supremacy. Here at FlexTube, we're comparing them fairly across key areas: manpower, technology, spending, and strategic reach. This isn't about who'd win in a hypothetical war. That's too complex to predict. But about raw capability as of April 2025. Let's start with the numbers. First up, manpower. China boasts the world's largest active military, with over 2 million personnel in the People's Liberation Army, or PLA. Add in 510,000 reservists and 625,000 paramilitary forces, and you've got a massive pool of fighters. Why so big? China's population of 1.4 billion gives it an edge, with nearly 20 million people reaching military age every year. The US, by contrast, has a smaller but highly professional force, about 1.3 million active personnel and 800,000 reservists. No paramilitary here, but around 4.4 million Americans hit military age annually. The US relies less on sheer numbers and more on training and tech, while China's size could overwhelm in a regional conflict. Quantity versus quality. Keep that in mind as we go deeper on FlexTube. Now let's talk money. The US spends big, really big. In 2022, its military budget was $877 billion, roughly 3.5% of its GDP. For 2025, estimates suggest it's climbed past $900 billion. That funds everything from aircraft carriers to cutting-edge drones. China's official budget? Around $292 billion in 2022, or 1.6% of GDP, likely closer to $350 billion now. But here's the twist. Some experts argue China's real spending could be as high as $700 billion when you factor in hidden costs like research and its military civil fusion strategy. Even so, the US outspends China by at least 2 to 1. Plus, a dollar goes further in China due to lower labor and material costs. So, the gap's real, but maybe not as wide as it seems. FlexTube's breaking it down for you. Next, the skies. The US Air Force is unmatched with over 13,000 aircraft, including 5,400 helicopters and 625 tankers for global reach. Its stars? Fifth-generation stealth fighters like the F-22 and F-35, hundreds of them. China's PLA Air Force has about 3,200 aircraft, with 900 helicopters and just 3 tankers. Its J-20 stealth fighter is impressive, but it's got fewer than 200, and most of its fleet is still 4th generation. The US has a huge edge in numbers and tech, plus combat experience from decades of wars. China's catching up fast, though, and its focus on regional air dominance means it doesn't need to match US global projection, yet. FlexTube's got the full scoop. On the seas, it's a different story. China's Navy is the world's largest by ship count, over 740 vessels, including 74 submarines and 4 aircraft carriers, with more on the way. The US has 460 ships, but its 20 carriers, 11 of them supercarriers, dwarf China's. Submarine-wise, the US has 69, mostly nuclear-powered and quieter than China's mix of diesel and nuclear subs. The US Navy rules the globe, with bases everywhere. China's fleet is built for the Indo-Pacific, especially around Taiwan and the South China Sea. Numbers favor China. Power projection favors the US. FlexTube's keeping it real. On land, China's army is massive, 2 million strong, with thousands of tanks and artillery pieces. It's modernizing with systems like the Type 99 tank, but it's untested in major wars since 1979. The US Army, with 1.3 million troops, leans on advanced gear like the M1 Abrams and a battle-hardened core from Iraq and Afghanistan. China's edge is size and proximity to its home turf. The US wins on training, logistics, and tech. A ground war would depend on where it's fought, China's backyard or beyond. FlexTube's digging into every angle. Now the big guns, nuclear arsenals. The US has about 5,000 warheads, with 1,700 deployed, and a triad of bombers, subs, and ICBMs. China's got around 500 warheads, aiming for 1,000 by 2030. It's expanding fast, but the US still leads in numbers and delivery systems. Beyond nukes, China's hypersonic missiles, like the DF-17, give it an edge in speed and evasion. The US is playing catch-up here, but dominates in cyber, space, and stealth tech. Both are advancing AI and drones, but the US has more real-world experience. FlexTube's got the cutting-edge details. Finally, reach and alliances. The US has 750 bases worldwide and allies like NATO, Japan, and Australia, boosting its power exponentially. China's bases are mostly regional, but it's cozying up to Russia, Iran, and North Korea. The US can fight anywhere. China's strength peaks closer to home. Alliances could tip the scales in a real conflict, something raw stats can't measure. FlexTube's looking at the big picture. So who's stronger in 2025? The US still holds the crown globally, more spending, better tech, and unmatched reach. But China's closing the gap, especially in the Indo-Pacific, with numbers and rapid growth. It's not about who'd win a war, it's about what each can do where it matters most. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's debate on FlexTube. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Until next time, this is your name, signing off from FlexTube. Thanks for watching FlexTube. See you in the next one.